I'm here to present Adriatic Metals. Adriatic is a relatively new company. It was incorporated in 2017, listed on the ASX in 2018, and in 2018 was the ASX's best performing IPO. And let me explain to you why. The Adriatic consists of two projects. One was an existing open pit operation in the 1980s called Via Vacca. We have an existing JORC resource on that at a 2% cut-off of 4.4 million tonnes, grading at approximately 5.5% zinc equivalent. We also have a brownfield exploration project called Rupice. Rupice was quite inaccessible, but we spent most of 2017 carving in tracks and drill pads. Our first drill hole in Rupice in August 2017 hit 64 metres at 33% zinc, making it one of the highest grade drill holes in 2017. Since then, we have drilled over 40 holes at Rupice. 28 of them have hit similar thicknesses and similar grades, including our most recent drill hole, which was 72 metres at 44% zinc equivalent. Rupice is a true polymetallic deposit. It has high-grade lead, high-grade zinc, high-grade gold, high-grade silver, high-grade copper, and high-grade barite. We also have a very extensive portfolio of nearer-term development projects, most of which we have become familiar with because we acquired, quite by accident, a significant number of old exploration reports for work that was done by the Yugoslav government in the 1960s to the 1990s. So whilst we're advancing both Rupice and Via Vacca at a rapid rate, we also have a pipeline of projects that are near term that we'll be drilling out in 2019. It's probably a little bit hard to see there, but what we've done at Rupice is over two zones of very high-grade mineralisation to find a strike length of about 500 metres from an outcrop to the south. We have drilled right to the extent of our boundary in the north. We extended that boundary quite successfully in October, and only a couple of weeks ago received an exploration licence to continue drilling. We now have 3 drill rigs at the north of Rupice and 1 at Via Vacca, and drill holes results are expected imminently. I've put it together some of the sections there. As you can see, the mineralisation dips and plunges to the north and northeast. As you get toward depth, the mineralisation gets thicker and it gets higher grade. What we have now identified is that there is a second lens of mineralisation both on the southeast and in the north, which we are drilling through at the moment. And we expect that within a few months we'll be able to put a maiden resource on Rupice that will be both reasonable in terms of its tonnages, but also in terms of its grade. Again, there's a couple more sections. In addition to Rupice, we see tremendous expansion potential. The most important of that is actually at an area called Jurassic Breastic, which is just to the southern side of our current Rupice licence, about 900 metres south of where we're drilling at Rupice North. Jurassic Breastic is interesting. It has 2 adits and 1 mining portal that were constructed by the Yugoslavs in early 1990. The Yugoslavs constructed fairly extensive adit tunnels, but they took all of the rock that they mined and basically left it in a heap to be picked up later and processed at the Via Vacca plant. Those heaps were never collected because the war in Bosnia broke out later that year. We have tested multiple samples of those and found very, very high-grade mineralisation, including some samples up to 19.4% zinc, 12% lead, 6% copper, 339 grams a tonne silver, and 3.5 grams a tonne gold. It's our intention next month to do a very high-powered IP survey across that entire area, which will help us pinpoint exactly where that mineralisation came from. This IP survey will penetrate down to about 350 to 400 metres, It is 30 kVAs of power being put through the ground. If you're a sheep drinking out of the creek, you're going to get fried. But it will help us immensely in terms of reducing our exploration costs and help us to identify exactly where that mineralisation came from. Our theory is it came from the east of the existing adits in the new exploration area, which is why we've been unable to drill it to date. But we will be drilling that in May, and when we find that mineralisation, and we will start basically drilling right up that 900 metre corridor to Ripitza North and connecting up Adriatic Breastic. In addition to that, we've also got historical reports that indicate under the old Yugoslav system there was 7.7 million tonnes of resources defined at an area to the southwest of Ripitza called Borovica. We'll be putting some drill rigs in there this year. We already have a significant number of historical drill hole logs which we can rely on, but we'll be doing some confirmation drilling there. And at Viervacha in the old open pit, we'll be drilling to the north at an area called Orti, as well as Celeste and Makusa. The intention here is that we build multiple projects that have significant tonnage. Anecdotally, we probably have now at about 15 million tonnes of JORC or near JORC compliant resources within the two projects. It is our hope that we can double that this year. As I mentioned earlier, we already have a resource estimate on Viervacha. Viervacha is an old open pit. The mineralisation is at surface. The plant area sits a few hundred metres from the old open pit area. We will level that plant area and look to build a new plant in 2021. But Viervacha is in Bosnia. It is a very low-cost jurisdiction, and we believe that we'll be able to get economic recoveries of ore from that project that will augment the high-grade ore that we intend to bring down from Ripitza. And there's a section of what the Viervacha open pit deposit looks like. We do benefit from a very low-cost jurisdiction. Despite being in the heart of Europe, the average wage in Bosnia is about 250 euros a month. It has fantastic infrastructure. We have a railway line that is operational and goes right to site. We have power to site. We have a tailings dam that just sits off the edge of our Viervacha plant area that was only partially used by the Yugoslavs back in the 1980s. So we are blessed with fantastic infrastructure which we can leverage off. In terms of bringing the project forward to development, we have been working on our scoping study over the past several months. We've completed all the geotechnical drilling. We've completed all the hydrogeological studies at Ripitza. We have submitted our official reserves estimate for Viervacha and had that approved. We've recently submitted our reserves estimate to the Bosnian government for Ripitza and expect approval of that within a couple of weeks. That will open the way for our exploitation application, which will involve submitting an abridged EIA, which is already underway, as well as the scoping study. Once we make that application, we expect that we will receive approval for exploitation in either October or November 2019, at which point we will still be continuing on with our very aggressive exploration program to add more tonnage to the project as we continue to build it out. So in summary, we've got a very thick, high-grade deposit. It has the potential to be a Tier 1 deposit through both its expansion opportunities along strike on the existing reports at Adriatic Breastic, at Borovica, at Celeste, at Orti, and Makusa. We have recently expanded our exploitation area and exploration concession to pick up significant new ground that enables us to do further exploration in the region. We have a first mover advantage in Bosnia. We are the first listed company to operate in Bosnia. We enjoy the support of the Bosnian government at the federation level, at the canton level, and the municipal level. They help us with a lot of the things that we need to get done on site. And as long as we keep doing what we're doing at the moment, we'll continue to have that support, and I expect that we'll be able to put this project into production very quickly. Thank you.